Phantom Knights finally have a top again, and Buster Blader's back in action. Make sure you guys smash the crap out of that subscribe button so you guys don't miss out on more kind of a little bit quicker of a breakdown here, because we have a lot of decks to talk about out of YCS Sydney. But your top 32 here had 11 Rizal variants, which is insane. You had 9 Malice, which, I mean, 20 of your top 32 is the big boy decks. You also had 3 Blue Eyes, which is interesting. You also had 3 Mitsurugi variants, so I guess you could technically say we had way more dedication to the Rizal side of things. We had a Crystron, a Phantom Knights, a White Forest, a Bestial deck, Memento, and Mermail. Your top 16 had, whoa, that's a lot of Rizal that lost. We're down to 5 Rizal, technically, being 3 pure, or 3, yeah, what's known as 3 Rizal, and 2 Mitsurugi variants. We had 6 Malice, though. Wow, that's a lot of Malice. All 3 Blue Eyes decks did make it to top 16. You also had 2 Mitsurugi, like I said, and then a Crystron and a Phantom Knights. Unfortunately, your Phantom Knights did not get past top 16, but that's fine. Your top 8, 4 Malice. I wonder who was running this tournament. We also had 2 Rizal, a Blue Eyes, and a Crystron. Your top 4 was 2 Malice, a Rizal, and a Blue Eyes. Blue Eyes made it all the way to top 4. We told you it was a good deck. Your finals were Rizal versus Malice, and unfortunately, Rizal ended up coming out on top out here as the dominating force out of this event. And I don't think anybody should be too surprised to be seeing that Rizal did its job. It, overcame the competition. I think the Malice being a stronger competitive force here was also something that not a lot of people were really expecting to see. But this does give a nice little milestone to the meta. Let's pass on over to those deck lists. Alright, so winning our event here was probably by far one of the more basic Rizal list that I've had the chance to see. This build actually went with the 2 Desires, with the 1 copy of Pot of Prosperity, and the craziest part about all this? This is pure Rizal. This is one of those very rare opportunities that, Pure actually did its job and actually overcame a majority of the meta, and it also proves, how fast we need this card to get checked. Also see we are main decking the Droll, and you also do see that there are triple copies of Crossout here in the main. I still love Crossout. I think that this card does very, very dumb things that allows this deck a good chance to shine, and it's one of those cards that, as the meta more and more evolves, the more you can swing on around out here and actually catch your opponents at surprise. Also, wow, the Starleash Photon Dragon. All right. Next up here, we have the unbridled power of the vanilla machine of death itself. Now, keep in mind, there's no Crimson Dragon and none of that extra stuff down here. A lot of the TCG builds have been foregoing Crimson Dragon, which has been very interesting to be kind of keeping track of out here. And I'm wondering kind of going forward if this is going to be a trend out here. If, we're going to see the Stardust Cipher and all that, being cut. I personally like the cards. You've got plenty of room down here in the extra deck you can really dedicate the slots to. You got things like the Lina, which does technically help out, but it depends on, how much Blue Eyes that you are thinking is going to be showing up in your meta. If you've got a lot of Blue Eyes infestation, then I would, be dedicating a slot to this, because you can steal games with this just by being able to climb up and, out-tempo your opponent. Oh, wow. So this is our Buster Blue Eyes special. And, how much of a dedication of this are you really playing? So it's, the 1 Buster. You've got the 2 Protector Whelps in here. You also got the Destruction Sword of Memories. And you've also got the Prologue in play in here. You've got all of the mini pieces that you need. And also, I see that we were getting spicy in here with some of these cool options. You actually have the Hot Red Dragon Archfiend, and you're also, there's the Buster Blader shenanigans themselves. Both pieces combined together will be doing their job. I'm also happy to see that this duelist, brought in the regular Buster Blader package out here and actually, was able to do the thing that you want to see out here. I think that the Buster Lock is going to continue to be a very observable feature going forward. Now, especially since it has a YCS top out here. So, hey guys, are you ready for unfun Buster Blader interactions? Next up here, oh man, it's Phantom Knight. And of course, you were going to be packing in the Horus package into this. I don't think anybody was really going to be arguing with you about Phantom Knights finally getting a showcase out here, because I think that this was one of the most exciting things that you could have out here. But in terms of what this deck's doing, it's the same stuff that we've been doing for years. It just finally caught a break because, you were able to play 48 cards, and you were just very, very successful with that. There's nothing, in my opinion, wrong with seeing this work out other than, one of the most generic possible engines is actually seeing play in this deck. Thank you, Mr. Engraver. How you definitely make this deck look a little bit more toxic in the days. Also, actually, side deck of the Meows, you also have the Exceed Encores down here to be able to clean up your opponent. Yeah, this looks like we would be expecting it to. Next up here, wow. We got a lot of pure Rizel out of this event. A lot more than I was kind of expecting to be seeing out here. This build actually went a little bit further beyond out here and said, you know what, we're going to play the Small World package. We want to be able to bridge the gap. We want to be able to find all of these cards to assist us and get things off of the ground. Searchability is going to be king out here. How many searchers can you jam pack into one deck, man? You got the triple Bonfire, you got the triple Small World. Like, this deck is bridging the gap at turbo speed, and it's finding everything that it needs to. Also, triple Meows, you got the triple Solemn Strike down here, detour your opponent. I think that this looks fine. Also, I didn't even realize we're actually playing the triple Perulian here. Yeah, this build is doing so much to be able to take advantage of everything. I can't say that I'm not surprised, I guess, but okay. Ooh, we have Fiendsmith Rizel, the standard. This is everything that, we are so used to having out here. Being able to find all of the stupid Fiendsmith package, being able to, bait all those hand traps and then doing the standard Rizel stuff. You can tell that I'm so burned out on this variant of the deck. Like, it's so crazy. Going with the 2 tracked in here. You see the 1 cross, of course, the Fiendsmith in Paradise being one of the best canceling cards that you could actually have in the game. I also see you got good old Metaltronius in here. I too love disruptible cards. Still only 2 detonator though. Also, shout out to the Chaos Angel out here. This card is actually really, really stupid. I've learned quite a lot about this. This deck just being able to poop out a Chaos Angel and just look at you and go, oh hey, you don't play a foreseeable out for this? Sucks to suck, duelist. Alright. We have your Mitsurugi variant. Yeah, we have just cut Futsu from the deck. Poor other ritual monster. Amino Murakumo is just where it's at right now, man. Having the double copies of this just does everything. Futsu, I definitely feel like was more of a brick as more and more of this deck was progressively evolving. And it's a real shame because I think Futsu's a cool card in terms of design, but you just forego. Also down to 2 Saji, still sticking to the 1 Kusanagi is fine. We are back on the triple sword. I know that we were there for a little while, expanding things out and actually, testing this out, which is fine as a 2-of, but I think 3 just works a little bit better. Also, we were doing 2 droplets in here. This is a little bit different of a pace. Also, side decking 2/2 on the Malcharmies. You also do have the extra Metaltronius down here, and you also do see those Solemn Strikes coming up. This duel is definitely like 2-ofs. We've also got White Forest for you. Now, you guys know that this deck will be evolving in about a month and a half. It's going to be super exciting to actually see this deck go through its next evolution peak. as you know, we kind of travel on throughout here and see what is to come. But to a set, I'm going to feel more of like a norm at this point. We're also cutting back on the Dia Bellstar package, which is fine because, you know, we still have 2 Wanteds anyway. You'll be able to kind of get and see what you need to. I see Hollowed Asmine is doing its thing. Most of this engine piece is going to be fine. I do like the one-of tack talents in here. It's become very interesting to watch, you know, the choices that players are making out here. You know, a one-of triple tactics talents, you know, like a one-of thrust really can close out some games. Maybe not in the way that you're really expecting, but it's very cute to see. Also, Hyper Librarian? Huh. Okay, that's a new one. And then, of course, we also had Dormouse and friends out here as well. I'm actually very happy to see that this build actually got some hang time to actually do things. But Malice has been struggling out here, man. Like, in terms of everything that this deck brings to the table, it has not been a good time for this deck. Genuinely, I feel really, really bad, though, if you are somebody who's been playing Malice, because, man, your time in the meta, it's a little bit rough. Next set, I think things will get a little bit better, but I mean, you've been forced to play things like Metal Tronius to kind of clear up things. Also, playing Azalea here now. All right, well, I see that we've gone through and actually been evolving, which is kind of nice. But what do you guys think? Please, leave a comment down below. Tell me what you guys think, and I will see your beautiful faces back here in a day, guys. Patrons, thank you.
Thank you so much for watching. Check out these other videos.